Are you losing your sense of self? Do you feel the need to realign? Is it time for a vibrational upgrade? Do this to find out who you really are. Hi, good morning. It's time for Monday Motivation again. Today I'd actually like to talk about motivation. So in particular, I'd like to talk about intrinsic motivation, but let's look at some definitions first. I'm motivated this week to be there because I have a team of people lead generating auction property for me. I have a motivation to get up and pay my mortgage, for example. I have a motivation to heal someone's neck this week and to and I've invited someone for a distance healing. No, hang on, they're not motivations. They're just things, yes, there are things I'm looking forward to doing. That's not motivation, is it? Well, I've got to pay my mortgage. Is that my motivator? How sad is that? No, that's never been my motivator. We manifest easiest where our focus lies. So if I'm at work busy thinking about my mortgage, of course I'm not putting all of my focus into the work. Now, the trick of manifestation is to focus on what you're doing, but it's also about finding that inner intrinsic motivation. And I'm going to take you on a little trick methodology today. Let's look at the bigger picture. So on the one hand, we've got the likes of Darryl Anka, Doris Cannon, Eckhart Tolle, obviously, who I just love, over here talking about the new earth, paradigm shifting and needing to realign over there. And on this hand, we've got the potential for World War III in the Middle East, attacks on our liberty at home in the UK that have been constant for quite a few years now. And in the US, I mean, what a circus. So where is the motivation? Have you ever heard of the phrase, follow your bliss? That's something I used to tell my son, and I think it's the best piece of a careers advice ever. Because when we are in that state of real happiness, doing something and achieving something, that focus is where we manifest. Think of the best artists in the world, the best craftsmen, you know, the genius engineers. Here's a piece of advice. If you're feeling unhappy, stuck, actually, you know, it works for relationships as well. But I'm very focused about, we spend most of our time at work. So that's our life, right? How can you find your own intrinsic motivators? Here's a really quick exercise. I want you to close your eyes and remember a time, a moment in your life when you felt your bliss. It could have been snowboarding. It could have been writing your dissertation. Not the getting of the degree, because your focus was your work was your bliss, remember? It could be that you made something physically that you were proud of. Could be anything. I mean, those moments when you were most you and most powerful. I don't want to throw a lot of adjectives at you because I want you to, step 2 is coming up with those adjectives. So first, write down or hold on in your mind a moment when you felt that power, that all that belonging, that sense of achievement, that you were wonderful. That energy. Now, think of another time. We need at least 3. It might be hard. Some people say, oh, I can't remember ever being happy. Can't remember ever. But you can remember a moment when you were you. So cast your mind back. through your life. And that feeling in your body when every cell was celebrating you. Now think of a third time when you felt like that. Stay in that energy. You were feeling it in your body, you were feeling it in your posture, you were feeling it in your solar plexus, you were feeling the joy in your heart, you were feeling that focused, that you were being celebrated in that moment. Remember, all moments are transient. Now, what I want you to do is write them down and write down some adjectives. Describe how it felt, and it could be calm, it might be collaborative, it might be supportive, it might be just about the love. Just write, free flow write about those three things. Then what you need to do is look at those free flow descriptions of those moments and pick out any descriptive words that you used perhaps more than once, or the essence that you used more than once. Were you calm? Were you joyful? Were you just full of energy or powerful or performative? Were you being, celebrated in a yang way? Or was it a wonderful, wonderful yin type of moment? And I want you to discover the common thread. And that is the common thread that is you, your bliss. So as we go through life and we change our hobbies and our focus and our job and our portfolio careers, it's not the doing, it's the feeling. That's the you, that's the bliss. And out of that, if you work for an organisation that has vision and mission statements and value statements, and they're really, really useful to keep you grounded, but they're really useful in life to discover who you are, what your bliss is, and so that is my mission, that is me, that's the me that operates the best, that's the me that is most powerful. Now the trick while you're aligning yourself with you is to see the moments in your day, in everything you do, that supports you. So are there moments where you feel powerful, you feel strong, you're allowed to perform? Are there moments where you're allowed to support? Is your life, your environment allowing you to be you? Not to perform. We're not talking about your skills, so you may be an absolute maestro on the piano, but we're actually talking about the essence of you, which is how it feels when you're channeling that music and you're in that flow state, because you can bring that into other activities. And this helps us to connect with ourselves, and this helps us to align, and it helps us to be happy. What we think we want to do is not necessarily supporting who we are, because what we think we want to do is often, it's the performative roles that our form is taking in this life, and that's not necessarily where our bliss is. So when we're talking about follow your bliss, we're not talking about falling in love, we're not talking about being high as a kite, we're talking about absolutely supporting the essence of you